What do you like about the Clifton Strengths Assessment?
Okay. What I like about the Clifton Strengths Assessment is the thought behind it and the work behind it. So Don Clifton was very interested in thriving. He didn't use those words. He used the word success, which is basically the same as thriving. And so that's what he studied. He didn't know, he didn't set out to study StrengthsFinder or create StrengthsFinder. He said, what do successful people do? And let's study them in their natural habitat. Like use the croc hunter, but not. And what he discovered was two things. One, that successful people played to their strengths. And this second thing is they organized their lives around those strengths. And there's some things to say about it, because I think there have been people who hear that and they say, oh, well, Don Clifton is saying ignore your weaknesses, which is not true. But I think that reveals the bias in society toward weaknesses. Oh, he didn't talk about weaknesses. Well, you got to bring in weaknesses. It's almost like there's a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, when you ever talk about the upside, well, you automatically got to balance it with the downside. And but that's not what successful people do. That's what he found. Now, they didn't ignore their weaknesses. What did they do? They managed around them. So there's different ways to do that. There's partnering with other people. There's workarounds, there's tools, there's things all the time. I mean, I'm not a very naturally detailed, organized person, but I found a way where I almost never miss a meeting. I might be a few minutes late here and there, but like, I don't ever go, oh, I didn't know I was there. Oh, I couldn't keep it all in order, but it wouldn't surprise people. I think if I ever wanted to miss meetings, I could go, I'm sorry. And they'd go, oh yeah, that makes sense for that guy. But right, because that's more my weakness. Details are my kryptonite. But I found a system that allowed me to address it. So there's other examples like that ways you could compensate for a weakness with some kind of tool, some kind of technique, some kind of system or process. Yeah. So the idea would be also beware of your environment. Beware of your environment for things that make you play to your weaknesses. If you're around people that really like demand you to do things that are like, oh gosh, you're not good at it, that could create a lot of inner anxiety over time. So what we want to do is we want to decrease our exposure to the things that really require us to focus on our weakness. Like I would want to reduce my exposure to jobs like being an accountant or being the treasurer of an organization, Now, the other side of it is I want to increase my exposure to the things that would really benefit from my strengths. So that's the key to success. And when I heard that, I was like, I didn't use the phrase at the time, but now I would say that's so bibno. That's so basic, but not obvious, which to me means it's important. It's like, oh, it's basic. It's at the substrata. If you harness it, that's what I call a principle.